Hello, Quebec City in the NHL. I'm going to do a little spotlight on Quebec City and if the NHL will ever go back to Quebec City. Here's a picture of a bunch of fans that travel down to New Jersey to go see hockey. I'm sure they would want Quebec City to get a team again. So here's a little history of Quebec City and the NHL. The Quebec Bulldogs were around for many years, but they only played one season in the NHL. They won 2 Stanley Cups, but they were in a different league. And the Quebec Nordiques came around from the World Hockey Association. They joined the NHL in 1979, and they were around until 95 when they moved to Colorado and won the Stanley Cup in their first year outside of Quebec City. Now, why did the Nordiques leave? The Canadian dollar was very low compared to the US dollar. The political climate in Quebec was unstable at the time, with Quebec referendum on whether they should leave Canada or not, and there was way more money in the US at the time. Okay, so how does Quebec City get a team? Well, let's ask Gary Bettman. Well, he says you need an arena to be considered for an NHL team. Okay, great. So, Quebec City built a new arena in 2015 with over 18,000 capacity for hockey. It's a modern NHL caliber arena. It would rank 18th in the NHL by capacity, and it would be the fourth newest arena in the NHL, fifth once Seattle joins the league. So let's ask Gary now. He says, okay, great. But now you need an owner with money to buy a team. Okay. So in 2015, the expansion window opened for the NHL with 30 teams looking to add one or two more teams. There were groups from Las Vegas, Seattle, and Quebec City that submitted bids, among others that were unnamed. For Quebec City, Quebecer Inc., a media group, also owner of the arena, submitted a bid on behalf of Quebec City. Quebec City wasn't selected. So who was selected? We had Las Vegas and Seattle, with expansion fees of $500 million and $650 million, and these are in US dollars. So why didn't Quebec City get selected? Well, they can't compete with that kind of money. So $650 million US would be about $830 million Canadian. The arena itself only cost $370 million, and it was shared with the city and the province. And the expansion fee is only one of the many costs involved with getting an NHL team. So how does Quebec City get a team, since they can't get one through expansion? Relocation. Now, relocation, much cheaper, and usually involves saving a team, like what happened in Atlanta, which was the last time there was a relocation in 2011. A group from Winnipeg bought the Atlanta Thrashers for $170 million, including a $60 million relocation fee. Now, Winnipeg is very similar to Quebec City in that they lost their team in similar fashion in the 90s. Now, the Thrashers, Atlanta Thrashers, they tried to stay in Atlanta, but they failed to find an owner willing to keep the team in Atlanta. And the story of that's a whole long thing that could be in a different video. Now, buying a team plus the relocation fee is much less than the current expansion fees. Now, the cost will be probably a bit higher than the 2011 relocation, but definitely more affordable for a Quebecer. Now, what teams could Quebec City take? Well, Arizona and Florida are constantly in the conversation. There's a few other candidates, but I mean, these are usually at the top of the conversation. Both cities have trouble selling tickets and are losing money. The Coyotes have attempted in the past to relocate, but the NHL has blocked it in favor of selling to a local owner. Once they're no longer to find local ownership, teams often look for relocation. Now, is Quebec City the only place looking for an NHL team? No. Kansas City and Houston are constantly in the conversation. Kansas City and Houston both have arenas. Houston has an ownership group ready. Kansas City, we're unsure about ownership, but there is a group there. Now, the bright spot, these options were available in 2011, and the NHL chose a Canadian city, Winnipeg. And Winnipeg has a very small arena, but they still chose Winnipeg. In conclusion, I think Quebec City has a great shot at getting a team. They have a motivated owner and a strong instant fan base. Plus, there would be that instant rivalry with Montreal. Thank you for watching. Do you think Quebec City will get an NHL team? Let me know. And also, I do have a video about Toronto and the chances of them getting a second NHL team. I know it's hard for Quebec City fans to think about Toronto getting another team before they get one team, but we'll see. I hope Quebec City gets a team.